In this video, I'm going to share some liberating insights around the happiness money connection. I'll start first with some quick tips and insights from a recent study that looked into the relationship between how people spend their money and their level of happiness. Then we'll go a little deeper and look at a couple of insightful perspectives around money consciousness. And then I'll give you the 4 steps that I use to increase my happiness, well being, and relationship with money too. So we have a lot to cover in a short amount of time. So let's get started. And while we're jumping in, go ahead and click the like and the subscribe buttons if you'd like to see more videos like this one. So let's start with some recent research around the money happiness connection. So here's what was discovered in a study conducted by the University of British Columbia, Harvard Business School, and Simon Fraser University. So what they found, as with prior studies, that at a certain income level, incremental increases in income, so making more money, has little or no effect on happiness or your sense of well-being. Now, that threshold of diminishing returns is on average between $60,000 and $75,000 in annual income. Now, that's based on data collected from 164 countries, but keep in mind this is an average, and so not everyone falls into that category. And there are obviously other factors involved, and some people are definitely happier at different levels. Some are simply not affected by the money equation once their basic needs are met. So let's look next at the spending happiness connection. So not surprisingly, it's not just about how much money you make, but how you use or spend your money that matters when it comes to happiness. So this recent research found 3 main spending areas where people almost always experienced greater levels of happiness or satisfaction when buying. The 3 ways of spending that resulted in increased levels of happiness are: number 1, buying experiences; number 2, pro-social spending; and number 3, buying time. So let's look at each of those 3 areas. Buying experiences can include things like vacations, novelty moments like a hot air balloon ride, or dinner at a special restaurant. And of course, buying experiences also includes things like investing in coaching and learning programs, retreats, and other related experiences where you expand your sense of understanding and well-being. Pro-social spending are things involving group interactions. So that can include anything from hosting or attending holiday dinners to meeting family and friends to share an experience, or making new friends on a guided tour or cruise. Buying time means paying other people to do things that you'd rather not do yourself. So it's buying services like hiring a lawn service to mow your grass, or paying someone to clean out your gutters or your garage, or paying someone to wash your windows or do laundry. And if you're a small business owner, buying time would mean hiring new team members to do the things that you'd rather not do, or to do the things that allow you to scale your business. So that's buying time. So here's one more insight from this research. When participants had to wait for the purchased experience to arrive, waiting actually contributed to happiness because there was a feeling of anticipation. However, most people felt an increase in frustration and unhappiness when they had to wait for material goods to arrive. So people got happier when waiting for a purchased experience, and unhappier if they had to wait for a product to arrive. So what does all of this mean? Let's look at this. So when it comes to happiness, once you get to an income level where your material needs are met, there's little connection between money and happiness. And even at this point, we may have a sense of security, but we may not necessarily feel fulfilled. So think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs that states that once physical needs and the need for security are met, we will automatically gravitate towards social esteem and then the need to be self actualized. This is when we are called inward by our soul aspect of ourselves to discover a deeper form of happiness. And we learn to value fulfillment over choices that are motivated by status, by money, or esteem. And in the case of buying experiences over things, we learned that when we create an experience to look forward to, we will naturally create more enthusiasm and a brighter future. We will naturally feel happier because we've just created something to look forward to anticipate. So it just makes sense, doesn't it? And in the case of waiting for material goods to arrive, even when they do, have you noticed that the pleasure of a new item is often short lived? Whereas a fun, pro-social, or life-changing experience can be relived over and over again in our memories. Memories of happy moments or breakthroughs are gifts that keep on giving. An item purchased can be quickly forgotten. However, an experience that deepens your connections with others or with life or your engagement or your understanding of yourself can increase your happiness and well-being over a lifetime. So, beyond the external reasons for happiness, what does it mean when you feel happy? Well, happiness is telling you that you are aligned with a higher truth within yourself. So, anything you can do to let happiness be your North Star when you are making choices with your money or in any area, the better your life will be. I believe that when we see money as the tool that it is, we gain greater perspective and mastery around it. Money is simply a form of exchange. You could think of it this way. So it's much easier to use money or digital currency than trading products or services or carrying around a bunch of coins and stones like our ancestors did. So when we relate to money in this way as a tool rather than the source of happiness, money can then be used to enhance the happiness we've already claimed for ourselves and are actively cultivating with our thoughts and our perspectives. So the truth is, money will never buy happiness. We need a certain level, of course, to take care of our needs, and money is certainly handy. But if you think you have to sacrifice something you love in order to have money, you can't be happy or have a lasting experience of fulfillment. We can't have a happy ending if we don't choose to have a happy journey, no matter how much money we make or what we spend it on. So, as promised, here are 4 steps to increase your happiness, well-being, and relationship with money too. Number 1, the key is to decide that first and foremost, your happiness is your first priority. Sit with this for a moment and ask yourself, if you think you have to sacrifice what you love or struggle to have money, can you be happy or fulfilled? Of course not. Yet this is what our cultural story teaches us, that sacrifice and struggle are necessary if we want to survive and thrive. Yet this is simply not true, as in true for everyone. You can be happy and you can thrive in a way that you love. So first decide that your happiness is a priority. This decision will open levels of creativity and rewarding possibilities that cannot exist until you make this shift. And by the way, if you need help shifting this, schedule a quick shift coaching call with me. Don't waste any more time in struggle or sacrifice. Your time is valuable. And I'll leave a link in the video description below. Number 2, reframe money as the tool that it is rather than a path to happiness. Happiness is the path, it's your truth. This isn't just a song or a platitude. Your happiness is a North Star. And when you use it that way, you can live from a place of clarity and lasting well being. As a tool, you can also use more of it to make purchases that give you lasting value. Let's look at number 3. Decide how much is more than enough for you right now. In other words, what amount of money gives you plenty for expenses plus your desired experiences and the savings you want to grow? Find that number. You can change it in the future, but giving yourself clarity now creates the energetic container so you can have that. And number 4, find a way to consistently have that amount of money in a way that you thoroughly want to experience, something you thoroughly enjoy. No sacrificing or hardship is required. I get that these steps have been simplified, but everyone has to start with seeing happiness and money mastery as possible. I've made massive leaps and have completely redesigned my life around what makes me happy and what I love and enjoy. And I've been helping other people do that since 2003. My clients have done this, and they're from every walk of life, and so can you. I'll leave some links below and some additional resources to help you step into a deeper level of happiness and fulfillment. So this is Elari Onawa saying step into the magic. Bye for now.